Hello and welcome to my guide to taming Battlefield 4's controls and settings on the PlayStation 4. This first setting is basically your Hipfire turn speed. To set this, use the test range staircase, changing the setting until you're happy with the turn rate at about 25% for those 180 degree turns. Then play online for a bit to decide if it's right. It felt slow to me in close range battles, so I set this to a comfortable 26%. Vehicle sensitivity. This controls all mounted guns like tank cannons, miniguns and free look speeds. The stock 20% is just enough to keep the miniguns on target in the Huey in flight and great for free look speeds on quads and jet skis. This setting used to alter scout chopper control speeds, but thankfully no longer does, thanks to one of the patches. Vehicle aim relative control. With this turned on, it auto faces the base of the vehicle to where you're currently aiming while in motion. So to strafe a target with a turreted vehicle, turn this off to aim sideways while moving. Uniform soldier aiming. Set this to on. It activates the coefficient in advanced options, which is basically a sensitivity percentage slider across all zoom levels above iron sights, removing the need to adjust each individual zoom sensitivity, but you still can if you feel the need to. Also, if you like to use a canted sight on a scoped weapon, it smooths the aim speed between the two. Soldier zoom sensitivity. I set this using iron sights in close range using a single fire weapon. 57% is a good speed. Advanced options. Decouple aiming from turning. I like this turned off so the turret moves with the base of the vehicle, so basically it stays coupled when you rotate. These settings are the individual zoom sensitivities mentioned earlier. The coefficient. Lowering the coefficient reduces longer range scope sensitivity, capping off their max turn speeds and making centre aim less twitchy at long range. I set this using a 4x scope on a single fire DMR rifle, increasing it from 0% until happy with the aim speed in close quarters and long range encounters to 32%. 31% was too slow up close, and 33% seemed to overshoot the auto slowdown function in this menu, aim assist slowdown. I like both of these set to yes, aim assist and auto rotation, and slowdown. Like both of these set to yes, aim assist slowdown used to make your crosshairs trail behind the fastest moving targets on the gun range using sniper rifles, but it's been fixed. Advanced options. Context-based ball giving. I like this off. It can get annoying hearing attack this target over and over if you like to spam R1 to spot mines on the road in a tank. There's also options at the bottom of this menu for an internet performance graph. If you scroll up, there you go, network performance graph. If you can tell what it means, I'll just click on that, show that, save it. Yeah, I haven't got a clue what all that says, so I'll turn that back off. Also, if you notice at the bottom of the screen, you can push the R3 button for a system's performance test. That's showing me I've got a 3-bar connection and internet speed, all in one I think. Most of the time when people pick a map, you pick the matches with the 5-bar connection, but all that means is the speed of the server is really good or high, and you might be at a disadvantage. I've found that it's better if I pick a 4-bar connection. If I go for a 3-bar connection, I find that every now and then I'll lose a connection because it's a bad connection both ends. Lastly, I did set the motion sensor, right, back to base options, motion sensor over here, lean function to 32%, but don't get on with it, so turned it off, and I wouldn't use the free look function. I imagine it would be a nightmare in helicopters when you tilt your pad and you're looking all over the place, up and down. That's all for the settings. I'll just run through most of it in the field. Right. Run into this building and use the staircase just to see if you're happy with the turn rate on your gun. At 26% it does turn a little bit fast, so it overturns, but because you've got the slow down function on in the auto aim functions, if you do spot someone on the staircase, it should slow down on them, and then all you've got to do is slap the aim button and it will bring them straight onto target. Oh, damn. That was my next feat to show you, but the bloody thing blew up. When driving left to right, the cannon has stayed coupled. I prefer that to it just aiming where it was like it stay aimed there, but you'd rotate the base. That can get confusing. And the other function, the first function I mentioned, which was the vehicle aim relative control. If I had that turned on and I was to push drive forward now, it would turn the base of the tank to face that direction and drive me that way, which is annoying. You can't start an enemy tank. Lastly, a 40 by scope sniper rifle. At the longest targets on the gun range. Someone's took one out. We'll wait for it to respawn. As you notice, I'm not getting any aim slowdown, which is what I wanted. on the long range sniper rifles. When you aim at the close range targets, you notice it automatically slows down when on target. That's what you want in close quarters. Oh, last tip. Once you're happy with your control settings, it's a good idea to push the share button just to take a screenshot of each one, just so you don't lose your settings. And that's it, guys. Happy hunting.